आपण काय आले
बघायला काय चाललंय तुम्हाला पण जरी एवढं बनलं ना इकडे काम
हे काय करायचं
ते मोरे आणि म्हटलं गाडी
हॅलो हॅलो चेक वन हॅलो 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 चेक वन हॅलो 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 चेक वन हॅलो 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 सगळे नाही आहे सगळ्यांचे ते
सांगू येईल हो झाले ते उचलतो सांगू ये टेबल
हॅलो 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 हॅलो
तुम्ही
मंदर 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 Hello, all the participants, they are requested to come in the hall. No announcement. पण ते बाहेर जात नाही ना आवाज.
हेलो 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 हेलो
हेलो
वो भी ओपन कर.
हेलो 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 गेन हेलो 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 चेक वर्क लांब पकडतील ना असं गेन थोडा हॅलो 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 हॅलो
Hello.
ओके हॅलो
All the delegates and participants are requested to please take your chairs. So session will start within the time.
हॅलो हां
Hello, all the dignitaries and participants, they are requested to occupy the seat in the hall. Hello, soon the session is going to start. All of them are requested to come in the hall and occupy their seats. Please. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Now, in the morning session, we have completed the inauguration session, and now we are starting with the technical session. The theme of this technical session is access to quality evaluation, equitable and inclusive education issues of socio-economically disadvantaged group, ACDG. And for this, the chairman is Dr. H.G. Bhave, sir. Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kokon Krishi Vidyapith, Dapoli. Similarly, the co-chairman is Dr. P.S. Sawant, sir, Director of Extension Education, Dr. Balasaheb Sawant, Kokon Krishi Vidyapith, Dapoli. Then panelists are Dr. S.N. Puri, former Vice Chancellor, Dr. Balasaheb Sawant, Kokon Krishi Vidyapith, Dapoli. Dr. Naveen Kumar Jain, National Coordinator, NAHEP Project, ICR, New Delhi. Then Professor Dr. K. Pratapan, Vice Chancellor, D.Y. Patil Agriculture and Technological University, Talsande. Similarly, Dr. Thammi Raju, Education System Management Division, NARM, Hyderabad, and Dr. Palai Swami Ramasundaram, ADG, ADG, EPHS, ICR, New Delhi. And for this, the coordinators are Dr. S.S. Narkhede, Associate Dean, College of Agriculture, Forestry, Dr. V.K. Patil, co-PI, NAHEP, IDP, DBS, KKV, Dapoli, and Dr. A. Devgirikar, sir, Assistant Professor, Agricultural Engineering. Dr. V.K. Patil, sir, as well as Dr. Devgiri, sir, will also act as a reporter for this particular session. So, I request to felicitate Dr. H.G. Bhave, sir, chairman of this session, by offering a bouquet. I request Dr. Savaldekar, sir, for felicitation of Dr. H.G. Bhave for this purpose. Thank you, sir. Further, I request Savardekar sir to give bouquet and welcome Dr. P.A. Sawant sir, the co-chairman of the session. Similarly, I request again Dr. Savardekar sir to offer bouquet to Dr. S.N. Puri sir, former Vice Chancellor. Further, I request Dr. Savardekar sir to again welcome Dr. Naveen Kumar Jain sir by offering a bouquet. I request again Dr. Savardekar sir to offer bouquet to Professor Dr. K. Katanu, Vice Chancellor, the D.Y. Patil University, Kalsande. Then I request Dr. Savardekar sir again to be felicitated with shal, Shreefal, bouquet to Dr. Thammi Raju, the Education System Management Division, NARM, Hyderabad, and the university gift. Thank you. I again request Dr. Savardekar sir to felicitate Dr. Palayaswamy Ramsundaram, ADG, ICR, New Delhi, by offering shal, Shreefal, bouquet, and university gift. Similarly, I expect again Savardekar sir to offer bouquet to Dr. Narkhede sir, coordinator of this team. Again, I request to offer bouquet to Dr. V.K. Patil, the another coordinator of this team and rapporteur of this session. Then again, I request you to offer bouquet to Dr. A. Devgiri sir, the coordinator and the rapporteur of this particular theme. So thank you. Now I request chairman of this session, Dr. H.G. Bhave sir, to start the proceedings.
Thank you, Dr. Joshi. In fact, a long introduction, and we are already late by almost 1 hour. So I will try to finish, though I have been given 45 minutes. I will try to finish by 35-40 minutes, as lunchtime is very near and it's very difficult to keep everybody engaged during this period. Title, if you go through the title, access to quality education, equitable and inclusive education issues of socio-economically disadvantaged group. If you see, as a fact, even we people, if you see the director, extension is concerned, agriculture extension is concerned, we have reached, even Department of Agriculture is concerned, agriculture such we reach to the people, those who are socially and economically well blessed. Still, there are many people, they are not aware about the advancement in agriculture. Agriculture education is different thing. It is still difficult to go for that. And in that case, when you go for National Education Policy 2020, this quality education is really important for not only the general students, but those who are economically and socially out of the circle. So topic here is related with that. So first of all, I will ask, as he is related with education system long time in NAM. So I will ask Dr. Thammi Raju from NAM to comment on this. Of course, all audience are free to ask any questions during the discussions. You are welcome. Please. You can take it. Is it not working? Working. Yes. Take.
Hello, yeah. Respected Chairman and Co-Chair and all the panelists and all the members of this August gathering. In fact, this is one of the important aspects of national education policy also, that is access to the quality education, equitable and inclusive education. There are many efforts are made by government in various aspects, but to my understanding, the online courses is one of the key factor which can make the people to have the better access. This was even experimented in engineering courses also through National Project on Technology Enhanced Learning. And similar aspects can be tried in our agriculture education also. In fact, 2015 onwards, sir, we have been offering MOOC courses related to teaching competence enhancement. Morning, Puri sir also saying how to build the capacities of the people. So this is one way where we can really pitch in and build the capacities of all the faculty and then even the graduate and postgraduate students of the agriculture university system. That is one aspect we can really consider as far as the equitable education. And since we are talking about the digital education, in fact, we have been conducting a study on the impact of digital education over a period of time. And then we have been interacting with different deans and directors through academic leadership also. And that is one aspect is the digital education is possible. And we have, empirically proved that there is a lot of changes going to happen as far as the education quality is concerned. That is empirically proved also. That is one aspect what we have to consider to make the social and economically disadvantaged group to get into the fold of national education policy. So,
Thank you very much for this comment. But the question raised in my mind, what should be the monitoring system there when there is online education and digital education?
yes, sir. The digital education per se, the massive open online courses, the philosophy is simple. They are open to all and free to everyone. That is the very basic philosophy. That's what every online courses offered by the Coursera, even Swayam and all, they are free to open to all and free to everyone. But in fact, in our academy, we are charging minimum of say 1,000 rupees to make them serious. Because the dropout rates will be there, and in considering the dropout rates and to make them more successful, probably we have to have a sort of a minimum fee so that people are serious and they'll take the course seriously. That's what we are putting minimum level only. Sir. That should be there. What I feel is everything free means you cannot really afford to take on. Maybe that is the reason, sir. The selection of the topic is also equally important. The teaching competency, because of which what we got is more than 50% success rate. In generally online courses, success rate is around 10% only, but in our case, it is more than 50%. The reason is the target group is very specific, like the assistant professors, associate professors, PG and PhD graduates and students. That's how we have built the topic also related to the competency enhancement. The reason is simple. We don't have any BEd degree type of things in our system in agriculture or even other streams like management and engineering, that sort of things.
So this really good suggestions and comments in the good suggestions. But and it is really true when multiple exit, multiple entry system is there. In that case, online education or digital education will play an important role.
Definitely, sir, because already the government of India brought out that ABC portal and all where we can have the academic bank of credit. The similar pattern can be adopted in our agriculture education also, or we can use the same thing. Wherein the national education policies overemphasizing or emphasizing on the use of blended learning, at least some sort of percentage, say 20-30% we can have online and the remaining through face-to-face of methodology.
Thank you, sir. Now I will come to Ramasundaram, because I had discussion with you in Delhi too. Because formation of this NAHEP and other thing, you are part of it, is what you told me. So when we think of, sir, equitability in agriculture or quality education given to the non-rich people, unrich people, so what could be the base for your formulation of these programs, NAHEP? Well, to impart quality training to these people, please.
So good afternoon to all of you. I think that words in the title, equitable and inclusive, automatically takes care of the socioeconomically disadvantaged group. And as far as this group is concerned, mostly they depend on public sector. See, an economics degree or a humanities degree in an institute like Ashoka University or General University costs nearly 20 lakhs. It is unimaginable. So in this context, what is more important is to have a relevant, current and updated curricula. And in its absence, that will be a crime to send out graduates without this kind of relevance. So it's enabling curriculum periodically being updated and keeping it relevant and current. That is more important for this group. But particularly public sector educational institutions have to address this. Second is what Dr. Puri Saab already mentioned, that is skill. What is glaringly missing in our system is that skill-based education. We have to shift it from knowledge-based to skill-based, from teaching-based to learning-based, and from output-based to outcome-based. Sir, Chairman, sir, this was the basic principle over which this project was conceived. That is making it relevant and quality-oriented. And quality-oriented means aligning it with the skill set demands of the self as well as the employers, that may be government sector or industry. And we mean not only academic skills, but also non-academic skills that leads to the professional and personal development of the student. It can be anything, not necessarily only routine classroom skills taught, but even personality development, computation skills, confidence building, resume building, leadership development, interview skills, anything of that sort. And that has been funded liberally under this program. Then another thing, important thing when it comes to inclusiveness is we have to say that the thought about the multiple exit and multiple entries is a thought-breaking step in Indian education system, because most of the dropout happens under this category only. Now, why there's a need means through this, the education is likely to become very personalized based on the student's need, career goals, his life circumstances, and that. If life circumstances means for family reasons, if somebody has to discontinue, why he should leave after completing 50% of the course without anything? Again, basically only HSC certificate. Now, that has been addressed by giving a kind of certificates or diplomas, which will enable him to be observed somewhere. That is a really path-breaking step. And the prerequisite for this is that each course has to be divided into a kind of modular and stackable systems into units, so that is left to the academicians, and that is what the operationalization and frameworking. And this question was also addressed by Dr. Puri in the inaugural session, how we are going to do that. That will be a challenge for all the academicians. When it comes to skill, another important thing is that morning the inaugural session, again, I have to take a referring to Dr. Puri's address about the skill, importance of skill. I think in English it is somewhat confusing. There is only one word, that's a teacher. And Dr. Bobby also mentioned that there was an education system of India, which was a kind of universal, and that time as treasure house of knowledge, has been reduced to merely production of clerks after 1,000 years of colonization and foreign rule. And if we go for in vernacular language, if I quote the equivalents in particularly Sanskrit, the one who gives just information is maybe an Adhyapak. And one who gives a kind of knowledge is an Upadhyaya. One who gives a skill is known as Acharya. And one who gives a kind of wisdom and enables you for self-realization is the ultimate guru. Perhaps our education system, if a skill important means teaching effectiveness has to be stepped up by 2 levels from information to skill. And this particularly this project has taken liberally most of the elements from the new education policy when it was in draft stage itself in 2012 to 15, and most of the elements have been already addressed. That way, I can say ICR is advantaged by having a front lead in enabling this implementation of these things.
So thank you very much. Very narratively you explain everything and how this
Thank you, sir.
skill oriented will help us for increasing the employability. Before going to Parthivam, Pratapan, before going to Pratapan, I will go to Naveen Kumar Jain because he is related with entirely NEP project, so an NAHEP project, then NEP 2020. So entire India, you are having this project.
Yeah.
So how could be the output for this quality education through this your project?
Good afternoon to all of you, respected chair, co-chair, and panelist. The theme is access to quality education, equitable and inclusive education, issues of socio-economically disadvantaged group. First, we have to look into the issues of this group, socio-economically advantaged group. What are the various issues they are facing? First, most important issue is financial barrier. Second is educational infrastructure. There is huge difference in availability of educational infrastructure in the villages, in the urban areas, in the mega cities. And third most important is access to technology. Whether this group of people or students are having access to computers, to internet, or other technology or not. And next issue is teacher quality. There is unequal distribution of qualified and experienced teacher in the disadvantaged areas. So we have to look all into this. And other most important issues which this group is facing is health and nutrition. They are undernourished, malnourished, and they are not having the good quality food. If he or she is not having good quality food, and how we can expect that he will get a good education. And most other important issue is parental involvement. There is less involvement of parent in the education of the children in the villages because they are involved in the agriculture work itself. They have no time to spend on their children. And another issue is early childhood education. Insufficient access to quality early childhood education program is another important issue which this group is facing. And then again is language barriers and policy and advocacy. We have to address all these issues so this group can have access to quality education. By NAHP, we are trying to assess to improve the infrastructure in the different agriculture universities. We have created number of infrastructure. You have seen in the Dapoli University itself, they have developed the smart classroom, AV IRS. You have seen the virtual classrooms. Number of other facilities have been created. Infrastructure is there. And through NAHP, about 500 faculty members all over the country have gone abroad for competency enhancement. More than 2,000 students have gone abroad to assess, to get knowledge of the cutting edge technologies so that they can implement this knowledge in India, in our country, to enhance the income of the farmers. So we have to look all these and we can have more access to quality education, this group only. Thank you, guys.
So thank you. Very narrative, you elaborated everything. Sir, as you are saying, mentioning that more than 500 staff members or teachers have already visited abroad. And more than 2,000 students are also there.
Yeah, yes.
And it is said that seeing is believing. Unless and until they see it, they won't do it.
They want.
That will definitely improve the quality of the that particular teachers and at the same time the entire institution.
Yes,
Because
sir.
when they came back, they started giving that knowledge what they imparted over there, and that will. So thank you very much.
One of the one important issue is just Dr. Ramasundar said skill. Skill is most important because competency, how we can measure the competency? Competency is measured in terms of knowledge, skill, and attitude. Whenever a student pass his BSc or MSc, he is having knowledge. But how to apply this knowledge, he is not having that skill. Even if he is having knowledge and skill, and he is not having the positive attitude, then he will not be applied that knowledge in positive sense to the welfare of the society. This is all.
That's true. Unless and until people have knowledge and skill together, they could not have a good positive attitude. Now I will go to our because he knows something about this. And I would like to introduce you also because Naveen, Dr. Jain and Dr. Raju Rama, he is actually in the development process of the NAEB, I think. Ramasundaram was there, but you are in the implementation, na? Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. So these both are there from ICR. Now, Dr. Narkade, you wish to say something on this?
Regarding the quality education and access to the economically disadvantaged group, we along with Dr. Puri sir has worked on this for formulating the national new agricultural education policy for the Maharashtra state. And for the disadvantaged group, what we have suggested that the admissions to the agriculture universities to various degree programs should be based on both score CET as well as the 12th standard, because the disadvantaged group are the rural students that don't have access to the CET classes of higher quality where the students score much in the urban areas. So the students from the rural background, they are good in their studies, they score good marks in the 12th standard, but they don't get good marks in the CET. So both, if we have the 50-50, then the increase in the admissions will be there in the agriculture universities. At the same time, under the NAEP IDP program, as it has been said that around 2,000 students and 500 faculty members, they have visited the different countries. I was one of them. So it was an opportunity to learn how the agriculture education goes on in the universities outside India, and what we say that they are the best universities or they have the world ranking universities. And when we have to come up to the world ranking universities, what should be done in our country or in our university, that we come to know. I will say just one thing. At this NAEP IDP, the project funded by World Bank and the Indian government, it is an investment made by the Indian government in the future students who will work for the agriculture development in the country. I think that's all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. You are talking about your concern regarding the rural students and how they get the admissions into this, because you both, I remember Dr. Narkade is our Associate Dean for Forestry. So Dr. Narkade and Dr. Puri happens to be in many committees in Maharashtra for improving the quality education. Now, as Dr. Puri in his address earlier, he was mentioning about the private parties should be entered into agriculture. As a matter of fact, the investment or the fundings available in agriculture is reducing. Not by the terms, but if you see the implementation rate and other, it is reducing. And in that case, the role of private parties are important. And he has mentioned that not a single private universities are there in the India that way. But now some universities are coming, and one of that is D.Y. Patil Agriculture and Technology University. I request Dr. Patapan, the Vice Chancellor of that university, D.Y. Patil University of Agriculture and Technology, to please have comments of private universities to improve the quality education for unreached people.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I'm currently working in the private university as the founding Vice Chancellor of D.Y. Patil Agricultural and Technical University. I know the situation in government sector, public sector too, because I served 30 years in Kerala Agricultural University. It's a public institution, right? As rightly pointed out by Dr. Puri sir, the morning session, that public-private partnership institutions should come up in agriculture sector too, with a different thinking and with a touch of NEP 2020. So there no, we have the liberty. State private universities have the liberty to revise their syllabus, redefine their syllabus than the existing one. So as we were discussing with Dr. Jain sir, that are you following ICAR syllabus? Yes, my agriculture engineering course, my food technology course, all those courses are being following ICAR courses, ICAR syllabus and curriculum we are following. What we did, we have the liberty to add on the industry link to every course. Industry link, that is what Dr. Ramsundaram and Dr. Jain sir and everybody were discussing about skilling. Skill-based education system, hands-on education system I have incorporated. I will tell you, it is an agricultural and technical university. In the last academic year, I started an MCA course, Masters in Computer Application, 2 years course. First year academic and second year attached to the industry. I have signed MOU with Tech Mahindra, Infosys like people, attaching the second year students with them. So with internship, they are working there. And the best one will be selected by the industry. The best one will be selected by the industry. And the rest of the people with this skill, they will be selected by other institutions. So this is how skill-based curriculum should be revised. And as far as ICAR is concerned, ICAR is working on it, how to, maneuver that course curriculum and all, how it should be in line with NEP 2020. And in Dean's committee meeting and all, it is discussed. That is what I suppose. And it is going to come within few months. That is what I heard from the West Zone Vice Chancellor's meeting held at Somaya Vidya Vihar a week ago, right? So that we are expecting. In the meantime, I will tell some success story as far as the private institution, private industry or private educational industry. It is an industry actually, is concerned that we have faculty development program. We are sending our own faculty members to outside the state, within the state, to other traditional universities and other agricultural universities. Number one. Number two, we are sending our students. You won't believe, sir, though I am the founding Vice Chancellor and my university is only 2.5 years young, I have sent already 25 students to Israel to get hands-on training on high-tech farming. Last year and year before last year, 2 years I could send my second year, third year students to Israel for hands-on training on high-tech farming. And we are sending students to Dubai now for food tech, because HACCP, HACCP and other auditing, food auditing and other related thing, as you know, FSSAI and food related laws are becoming very stringent in our country too. So they should acquire all the food related laws and other things, and hands-on training should be given. Marriott Dubai have come up with a proposal with D.Y. Patil Agricultural and Technical University to take our food tech students, B.Tech and M.Tech students for internship at Dubai Marriott Hotel. Similarly, Alumni Connect, I want to mention here, which we lack over the last 30 years, since 89 to 2020-21, the time I joined with the DY Patil Group, I was with KAU. Alumni Connect is very poor, sir, as far as our SAUs are concerned. In traditional university, in Shivaji University in Kolhapur, I know how strong their Alumni Connect is. And my own deemed university, my medical university there in Kolhapur, recently their NAC accreditation was there. They got A+. See, alumni from London, they flew to Kolhapur. From USA, they flew to Kolhapur. So that kind of alumni connect must be there. We should respect the alumni and we should take the feedback from the students. That is very important. Not only the student feedback, sir, I am giving guideship to my students to MSc and PhD based on the feedback of students. Students can select my students' guide. I am not forcing that this student should take this guide. No, that is prevailing in our SAUs. That has to be revamped and rebuilt. Students will select who must be the guide. How? Based on the quality papers published by the teacher, published by the scientist, students will select which entomologist I should take, which agronomist I should take for my PG studies and PhD studies. That should come to our SAU too. And some initiations have been done in my university, my previous institution, KAU. Kindly follow, sir. Bhavesh, sir, you start it here. You show model for Maharashtra, which I have already started in my private institution, right? And as far as NEP 2020 is concerned, I have already registered 90% of my students under ABC, Academic Bank of Credit. I have started multiple entry, multiple exit. I have started, as Puri sir told, 1 year completion, certificate, 2 year completion, diploma, 3 year completion, degree, 4 year completion honors. We have started.
So that is what Dr. Puri was saying. This is true that private partners should come into it,
Sir,
because they don't have to go for government for getting permissions for this
sir,
or MCA. Directly you can do your own business.
Please take it from me. If our state agriculture universities wake up and work hard, I tell you, in near future, so many private institutions will come up. Puri sir, I have to make a correction in your statement. In Maharashtra government, already 2 proposals are pending for approval for state private university in agriculture. 2 private universities are coming up, sir. So to finish it off, or to icing on the cake, I want to mention the faculty development program. That is very, very, very important, sir. Our teachers should not teach to our students like recently in 1965, recently in 70s. No literature to be discussed at the classroom for UG or PG or PhD, not below 2000 or 2010. No references should be. Of course, certain references like Valky and that organic carbon estimation 1975, still it is there. But except that, recent developments alone should be, and the upcoming developments, use of artificial intelligence. Sir, with your permission, I tell you, next academic year, I'm going to start MTech in AI in agriculture, I'm going to start. MSc biofarming, I'm going to start. Drone technology, I'm going to start. Along with that, I'm going to start a diploma course in drone repair and maintenance. Everybody will start using drones, sir. Now our farmers are all will be trained by our SAUs, and our farmers all will be using drones. Who will repair and maintain? There must be a set of people, qualified diploma or certificate people, to repair and maintain those drones. Should be there. So that also I am planning. It is in pipeline. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Already we heard much more about the views of Dr. Puri sir in his address. But I think in that, sir, you miss to speak something on the unreached people, how we can impart quality education to unreached people, sir. Because you have vast experience of not only 66 years in Maharashtra and 10 years to unreached people only. Ishanya Bharat.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Bhaviji, and most honored members on the panelists, just to save time, I will directly like to address some of the points which I had in mind. pertaining to this session. This session is mainly for disadvantaged people. Means they address the issues of disadvantaged people. My colleague, Dr. Narkhede, has pointed out a major change the committee had suggested in the admission procedures. We want that the students with farming background should come in large number to our colleges, so that after completing their course, they have some inkling to go back to the farms. How to attract more students, deserving students in this course is one challenge. And second thing is, how do we create a level field of playing or admission to these students? Nowadays, 100% reliance on NEET or admission to technical courses. And on the same pattern, the people are thinking for agriculture admissions to graduation programs. 100% on common entrance test. My simple point in the committee was at that time, why do you have, what is the position of the 10+2 at this stage? People are only registering for attendance in the 12th standard. And from 10th onward, they are trying to go for paying fees of more than 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, varying in different places for coaching classes. 11th and 12th is vacant, for which the government is paying money, for salary of the teachers, infrastructure, whatever little. And students are attending only coaching classes. Why it has come to that stage? We should look up. How many students are going for medical and technical education in the country? How many students are coming out of 12th standard in the country? Okay, you are taking care of 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%. But what are you going for 90%? Why they should be deprived of instruction program of 11th and 12th? Because there are no students, teachers are also not engaging the classes. This is a very serious problem. If you want to discuss NEP, implement NEP, these are the problems we have to address. So until and unless we don't attach importance for the 12th standard examination, it will be very difficult to sustain this system for a long. We will have to stop 11th and 12th as a formal education, and we will have to say that only you come to the coaching classes and appear for the NET and go to the colleges. I don't want to discourage anything. I don't want to criticize, but this is the fact. And how many coaching classes are available in the district headquarters? I come from Nagpur district. Only in Nagpur there are coaching classes. In my town, there is not a single coaching class. Taluka places, there are no coaching classes. And students, how can they come for the even means what you say playing field? So that was the idea, to give importance. 50% at least should be given for the 12th and 50% for the general. And interestingly, you will be surprised that for improving the college, these admissions, we have taken the national the test. And what has happened? During this year, 1,500 to 2,000 seats in postgraduate education in medical has gone vacant. So the government has taken it, UGC has taken a decision to allow only those students who have got negative mark for admission to postgraduate class. Means only those who have attended that examination, written the roll number, they are also eligible. So what to talk of quality? Talking of quality and depriving one big sector, and when it comes for admission, then again diluting the standards. This is not going to work. Postgraduate education in medical biochemistry, medical anatomy, and medical physiology. For these purposes, for vacant seats, standards have been lowered by UGC to the extent that only student should have attended that examination. No marks. Even if a person has got 0 mark, he was entitled for admission to postgraduate examination. So we have to think very rationally. That is one. Second thing is that these students are coming from the rural areas, particularly scheduled people belonging to backward classes, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes. Until and unless you financially support them, they are not going to sustain the educational pattern. On their own, very few of them will be in a position to come. Government of Maharashtra has a responsibility, I am talking about Maharashtra, to provide scholarships and available free ship to the students, which is already there. But when I was serving these private colleges, at that time for last 3 years, means during my visit, they had not received the amount which is due to them from the government for the free ship or the scholarship for those students who are coming from the backward classes. The private colleges have started asking them to pay the fees. Many of them were leaving the colleges. So these things cannot be balanced. If we have to balance it, my question to the government is very simple. We don't object for giving concession. You give to anybody. The state constituent colleges of the State Agricultural University are also not getting that money. You give concessions, but give us money from which source? Either you give it or students will have to pay it. If it is not, then it will be irrational. It will not be balancing. So government should think very seriously their commitments for paying the fees and scholarships to the backward class students, even in the private colleges or in the constituent colleges, should be on regular basis so that the quality of their higher education remains maintained. Otherwise, at the cost of the education quality, the colleges will run, the students will get degree and they will be of no use. So this is a second important point. Then there is a staff, laboratories and experiential learning. 15,000 students are being admitted in Maharashtra, out of which almost 8,000 to 10,000 students are admitted in private colleges. What is the position of private colleges? They are not having the adequate number of staff. The staff is employed only for 6 months, 8 months. Once the examinations are over, they are detached. They are served termination notice. So these teachers are not available. Again, next season they come. And to my surprise, one way I prefer, and I have said that private participation is very important, we invite it, but they should also take the responsibility of maintaining the standards. My committee was going, one staff member is attending as a staff member of that college. After 2 months, I went to 2-3 months, I went to another college because there was a gap. The fellow did not remember that there was a gap and I will recognize him. He was again sitting as a staff member in that college. If that is going to happen, how are you going to do? Many good colleges, as per our standards, should have a prescribed area of land with them. Even after establishment of 10 years back, after 10 years also, they don't have that land available. So my point is that you maintain the quality, you should have all these infrastructure facilities, then only it will be possible. Now, my serious point is on experiential learning. Experiential learning is the heart of the BSc Agriculture degree program, because it is coming in the last year and it is the practice by the students of all practices under the technical supervision of his teacher. If something goes wrong, he need not worry because resources are paid by the university and teacher is also there to guide him. After he goes out of our compound, he will have to do it and there is nobody to guide him. So this is very important. But what is happening? Under experiential learning, teachers are considering it as a regular course. 40 students are registered for one course. How can you, what is the difference between elective and experiential learning? In experiential learning, ICR predicts that not more than 20 students will be registered in one course. Actually, ideally, it should be 10 to 12. But it is not possible considering the large number. So it should be 10, not exceeding 20. And they should do. Now, if 40 students are there in one class, what are they going to do? How many experiential units are there? Even in the constituent colleges of the state agricultural universities, hardly 1 or 2 units are there. So that needs to be very strictly implemented by the private colleges also and constituent colleges also. And for this purpose, I would have appreciated if under this NAHEP program, there was an opportunity to identify this as a special factor and implement and support the agricultural universities for establishment of experiential learning units. Because it is we have to grade the students, we have to give the degree on the basis of that, and they don't have facilities. Even best of the colleges don't have the facilities. And that is my matter of concern, how to address it. Now, the project is also coming to an end, and I don't think there is any problem because the ICR also funding is dwindling for ICR. ICR is not getting as per their demand or as per their requirement. So their hands are tight. They cannot go very easily to the state agricultural universities to fund it. And for Maharashtra, for these private colleges, how do we make them to start experiential learning, establish experiential learning is a serious challenge before us. Otherwise, whatever NEP 2020 or NEP 2023, whatever it comes, it will be all, means results will be really unexpected. There is one very important point I want to distance here. The distance education, people are discussing about it. I personally feel that agriculture is a field and practice oriented course. So degree program through distance learning should not be encouraged in the state of Maharashtra. I know, I am aware that we have the Open University, which is offering a BSc Agriculture program by distance mode learning and distance learning mode, and it is sponsored, supported by the government of Maharashtra. But there is a problem. Only in certain sectors, their opportunities for employment are open. In other sectors, they are not. My problem is that we are talking from Gurukul system. In Gurukul system, student was going and for 12 years, for 24 hours, he was in contact with the teacher. That is why people say that our educational system, traditional educational system was the best. And today we are thinking online advertisement, online admissions, online courses, online degree. Student is not seeing the face of the teacher. So you can just imagine what will happen. We have to bridge the gap. Distance learning is one of the best tools for effective implementation of the teaching as a supporting staff. There are some teachers which are not available with us. Take their lectures and make available to all the agricultural students who are taking the courses, so that one expert can get give benefit to thousands of students, which is not possible in 40 students lecture hour. Take advantage in that, but don't make it a degree based on distance learning. That will be more disastrous. People may have different opinions. I have my own opinion and I am free to express my opinion in simple terms. Under Indian conditions, I don't find distance learning leading to degree program will be feasible. But for making it easy for learning to the students, take advantage of modern tools through mode of distance learning. There is a need to give skill developed courses, other courses, take advantage of it, but not for the regular program. That's one thing. and traditional to present. That is, I have already taken. So these are some of my stray thoughts on the
Thank you.
process.
Thank you, sir.
Whatever came as an experiment, I have tried to put before you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. There are really some points which are eye-opener for us too. And you get a response for those points. Particularly, Gurukul kind of system is there in agriculture. Still, I remember one Subhashita. Yakpatati likati pashyati pariprusyati pandita anupashriyati. The people or students, those who are staying with the Panditas or Rishimunis, Yakpatati likati pashyati pariprusyati pandita anupashriyati sa kamalam kirane prabhakarasya dha. Means their knowledge will spread all over the world like the sun rays fall on the petals of the lotus and spread it. So that kind of system. So this is what the kind of things. So now it's already we crossed 45 minutes. So in fact, I want to take some quick questions from the one or two. So please, Dr. Deshmukh sir, please. Mic. Mic on.
Hello, myself, Dr. Deshmukh. Sir, several questions have come up now, and we have a limit of time now. But just very few I would like to comment here. Rather request you to respond to those queries. Okay. Yeah. Number one, as you rightly said, experiential learning is the heart of agriculture education. On other side, national education policy, we are emphasizing to increase GER. Gross entrance ratio. Now, with the limited number of students, even we are not able to cope up with the expectation for experiential learning, particularly as you mentioned about the private colleges. We don't have really the good number of units to train those boys. And with the increased number, how it will be implemented, I don't know. CET, very relevant point you emphasize, and both of you, Dr. Narkade also emphasized that 50% weightage should go to 12 standard marks and then 50%. Is it really necessary to have common entrance examination? Earlier, we didn't have. Earlier, the 100% the admissions were based on the score of the 12th standard. And we have CBSE, SSC, and different boards. As you said, now the classrooms are almost vacant. And actually, the lot of money is meant by the private coaching classes. And their students are studying only certain courses. If somebody wants to go for medical, he will study only chemistry, biology, and physics, no mathematics. Maybe for another side, for A group, they will go for mathematics, physics, something like that. Now, is it not really weakening our education standard or the education system as such? Private colleges, Dr. Prathampan, the D.Y. Patil, Vice Chancellor, yeah. He mentioned, yes, we are starting several new courses, etc. Simultaneously, you also opined, you expressed your experience about the private colleges, their standard. Now we are confused, actually, what is the truth? As a Vice Chancellor, I also agree, I know the limitations of private colleges. So this is another question mark. Okay, if we do encourage and we expect many more private universities may come up, and if they are able to really train their students and send them outside for training, etc., etc. I don't know who is bearing the expenses on that. Whether the students are bearing. If it is so, then there must be from very rich families. or whether the university is supporting them.
Sir, I think,
Sir, just last one point only I would like to mention here.
because I think you are not asking the questions, you are yourself giving the answer.
I am not giving answer. I am only asking the questions. The doubts in my mind, I am expressing here. Sir, whether we should go on with the present diploma and the certificate course and follow the national education policy that students completing first year should be given certificate, second year diploma and all that. So this is again a very critical and a crucial point. As you know, sir, I am also holding one committee and we are thinking very seriously on these issues. So maybe that will be helpful to us while making our report also.
Thank you, sir.
So maybe, sir, Puri, sir, I request you to kindly react.
Sir, quick response because already we have crossed. I have been given 45 minutes, till already 50 minutes crossed. So just quick response and then my coordinator will speak. No, sir, a quick response for this. Just I will come to you later. Please, sir.
No, the issues, this subject is very tempting and concerning to everybody.
Want to ask to sir only?
So because of that, I do not know how to manage this session. Dr. Bhave is very competent enough for that. But anyway, I will like to give you as brief as possible. This diploma and certificates, your last question. We should follow the recommendations which we have made in that. We have said that they should be maintained. They should be maintained and there should be open access to these students for degree. We have suggested the corrective measures in that. So that if a student comes from 10th standard to the agriculture school, but we have suggested they should follow the subjects and contents of Wardha and that our Varora. These are two, Amravati and Wardha. These are two institutes, rural institutes giving diploma course long before our courses started. And they have made physics, chemistry and biology as a compulsory subjects for them. They are taking agriculture diploma as our students are taking with these subjects. So they are qualified for admission to BSc Agriculture also, along with after completing that if they want to come. And for them, there should be opening. For polytechnics, already there is a provision for getting admission in the second year as per our existing program. So these two programs, but they need standardization. They should be strengthened in terms of facilities. And rather than giving agriculture school diploma as a whole to everybody, we should identify them and specialize in some skills. Some schools should specialize only in sericulture. Some schools on honeybee. Some school on hybrid technology. So that the students will get more specialized training. And if I want to start farming, I will get the help of that boy. He will be more suitable to me rather than any agriculture diploma holder. That is the idea. We can discuss it. We will discuss it later on. Then private colleges, as said, it is very less. There are some very good private colleges we have come across. And those colleges should be emulated by all others. But there are many things they have to come to our expectations by making corrections at different places. So I will not, I will stop there. Other two questions which you raised, I could not capture. First two questions. Thank you.
You raise the question and answer it. Sir, you have a quick question.
Honorable Chairman, sir, we had excellent discussions on students' point of view, quality assurance, educational quality assurance. I agree 100%. But the quality doesn't get unless and until we see both the sides, students as well as teachers. Now, what about the teachers? Let me ask a questions. Now, what is the present system? It is PowerPoint presentation, PPP. Teacher comes, put on the slideshow, go on, and simply students are listening. So what is, he's not explaining what is. So this PowerPoint presentation should be restricted. I agree to some extent, it should be there. Just Purisab says, distinct education. It has got some limitation, but nowadays the quality of education is deteriorated because of our teaching model of what you can say. So my request to this August body specifically, see that the PowerPoint message, and earlier I remember S.L. Mehta did a DGG education has started Best Teacher Award. And the assessment of a teacher is to be done by the students, 4th year students, or we have, I don't know what is the present status, but whatever we are consisting on student side quality assurance, it should be taken that much attached to teachers also. That is my submission to us.
Thank you, sir. Be a president sometimes become difficult job as their seniors are sitting before and in the sides. Thank you. No questions? Any question? Thank you, sir. No questions anymore. Thank you very much for all panelists. And now I request my co-chair to sum up the things. Once again, thank you for a nice discussion. So please sum up within 2 minutes because already we crossed 50 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Respected chairman and all the panelists. So whatever the suggestions or views expressed by the panelists, we are already particularly implementing in our present system like online courses, MOOC courses, or digital education, or skill-based like a student-ready program. And some of the things we can implement. But here the one thing is that the present system, education system, or present what we call as academic regulations doesn't allow us to implement all those things. So we need to particularly change those academic regulations or education system. And for that purpose, we need to have a freedom. So whatever the Patavan sir was telling that, he has got that freedom. He has got that autonomy. We say that SAUs are autonomous bodies, but in Maharashtra, those are not autonomous. So our Vice Chancellor doesn't have any power to say in the particularly say for the faculties in the foreign countries. This was made possible because of the NAEP program only. But earlier, we were not having that, but we have to approach the government, we have to take the permissions, and if the particularly one is there. So like that, so many changes we can do, but we have to particularly have that freedom. Say, for example, most of our stream, as far as the multiple entry and multiple exist, some of our students left the MSc because of one or another reason. Now they wanted to join the MSc once again, but our present regulation doesn't allow us. So that freedom we should have, and that academic regulations we need to change. And if that is possible, we can implement very well this NEP 2020 in our particularly SAUs. So that's what I wanted to tell.
Thank you, Dr. Sawant. You are so open to speak over here. I know that you are going to retire very soon. So he is free to speak. He is free to speak like this. Anyway, so thank you very much for all the panelists. Very good comment. I think we'll come with a good creation here. So my thank you to my coordinators and both of the coordinators give a report immediately. So whatever we are doing, but it was a real good. In my opinion, for private colleges are a little bit different. I encourage private colleges, but with a good quality education. And for us, university should go for the PG courses rather than UG courses. Yeah, this is what. Okay, thank you very much. And you want to say something? Please.
Hello.
Giving this controlling similarly, I also want the implement of the time as well as the faculty members and the students are patiently hearing this particular idea and this particular session. We declare that this session is over, and now there is one thing In the center nearby is what, there is several arrangement for the dignitaries and invitees as well as the student friends. And, again, we will meet here at, 3:30 of the second session. We will meet here at 3:30.
Yeah.
For the second session. Thank you.
Work, work, work.